What's up, my gnomies? Welcome back for another episode of Dour Gnome Adventures. I am your GM, Ryan. With me is Matt.
Yo.
Mark.
Hi.
Dimitri.
Yeah, that's me.
And Brian.
Ada.
Ooh, sensual.
Super kawaii over there.
Oh, what's going on, guys? You ready for some Pathfinder?
Always.
Sure.
With this group, I am excited.
I mean, I think the options are yes, and what are we doing?
Yes, and what are we doing? Well, who's got recap?
Last time on Pathfinder Ball Z. Take it away.
Last time on Dour Gnome Adventures.
Yes, well, the Ball Z remover is Cinderspark. And last time, he had finished doing that to one of the fallen Gorum acolytes. Because we were in the
little
middle of
acolyte fell first.
Yes, but we were finishing off that combat, and what's her name? Sister Vanda?
Vanda.
Whatever. She was in the back directing the acolytes to attack us, and then once they died, she's like, well, I guess it's over. I'll surrender now, and dump exposition all over us. She chose her language a little bit awkwardly, so I kind of shot her with a bow, but fortunately I missed. Anyway, she told us that there's basically a creature that's been left behind in order to watch the keep by the Thessalonian. And the rest of the Gorumites had either been infected by something that a Thessalonian representative brought in a bottle and then just released on everybody, or they resisted those dudes, and those dudes got killed. So the only people in the compound were fallen acolytes and their fallen leader, or collaborators like Wanda and the blacksmith. So she basically told us where to expect this creature that the Thessalonian had left in charge, and we just marched kind of directly at it. So that's where we left off last time, in the middle of a combat with this thing. We're kind of playing the doorway game again, in the sense that we open the door, it opens the door, we close the door. It's very Scooby-Doo?
No, there isn't like a line of doors for us to kind of run through.
Well, there are. We just haven't all coordinated which door we're running into, so we would all be doing that on our own. And right now we're just in the doorway to the other barracks where this creature called Azomi looks weird. We haven't really seen anything like it, and it's kind of freaking us out. We're not really sure what's up with that, but Thessalonian, I guess that's how the government rolls now.
That tracks.
I mean, what's the name of that Thessalonian empire that claimed the territory? That was kind of the initial assumption that we were operating on, that the ship at the harbor was a representative of the government, and they had shown up in order to establish formal relations or something. And apparently, what had happened a week ago, thanks to the exposition dumped at us by Sister Vanda, was that the representative walked into the keep, asked to speak to their leader, spent the evening chatting one-on-one, and then the leader came out and brought out this bottle of gaseous whatever and busted it out. And as the thing infected most Gorumites, he started shouting about how they were going to take over the entire isle for the new Thessalonian Empire and how they were going to march on Osprey Cove. So it kind of does relate to us existentially, but still, she's a fucking traitor who got my elder mom sent to the basement to an unknown fate, and I'm very pissed about it in character as Bob, to the point that I refer to her not as Sister Wanda, but as, I don't think we ever came up with a proper Gorumite insult, so I'm just going with Sandy as opposed to Rock Solid. So her name is Sandy now.
Sandy.
For Bob, yes. Where were we actually in the combat order and the actions? I don't remember that part.
We are at the top of round 2. It is a Zomi's turn.
I don't like that.
Me neither. Well, you don't like that because you're right directly in front of it.
True.
I kind of like this arrangement.
Yes. Taunting the GM is always the right choice.
I might explain why later, but I'm going to start with a strike on Bob. I mean...
No. You'd have to reach through the front line and like 15 feet behind in order to hit me with a melee attack.
I'm going to reach right through this doorway at Cinderspark. These jaws just spread, and these little finger-like things at the end of them, where they separated, wiggle as it goes in for a bite.
So much no.
I would like to nimble dodge.
All right. You nimble dodge versus a 20.
Go ahead. I hate you, Brian.
You're so defeated.
Let's see. It's one of those dice.
Great.
That is 9 points of damage.
Ow!
Does Bob feel any type of sin?
Bob is not getting attacked,
I mean,
please.
Gosh, why do I keep doing that?
I know you want to. I'm aware.
Yeah, I really want to get the bard. All dressed fancy with his puffy shirt. Does Cinderspark feel any kinds of sin?
Well, I'll lay it to you this way. Cinderspark is a devotee of Caden Kalian. So you tell me how that translates to you.
Yeah, let's talk about it in terms of what kind of envy does he feel?
They don't really feel too much envy. I mean,
like he probably feels less than around certain people, right?
Shorter, maybe.
If anything, your previous actions indicate pride because you think everybody's beneath goblins despite physical stature.
That is true. Everyone is beneath goblins. If you're not a goblin, I mean, honestly, what are you doing with your life?
And if you can't speak goblin, what are you talking about?
What's that, Mark?
Or gluttony, maybe.
That would also work, actually.
I was thinking greed.
No.
But as you're hit with this bite, you feel the sinful thoughts permeate through your brain, your small brain. That's
whoa.
And I'm gonna need a will save from you.
Okay. It's probably bad, but okay. How does a 7 sound?
A 7 sounds like...
Hold on. I'm going to interrupt this to ask, number one, is this a fear effect? Because he would get a +1 from Courageous Hand.
This is not a fear effect.
I was going to say, dude, then it becomes an 8.
Then I have a question about whether this is an auditory or visual effect.
It is not.
I can't interrupt.
So...
Even with the soothe still on, it would be a 9.
Yeah, you are sickened 2.
Gross.
Ugh.
And enfeebled 2 for 1 minute on a critical failure.
9 is still a critical failure because Soothe gives him a plus to status bonus.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Against mental effects. Wait, hold on. The duration of that is 1 minute. I think it's been longer than 1 minute because we have to listen to her talk in between combats.
Wonderful. So 7. As I said. Ta-da.
So yeah, I'm going to say that time has elapsed.
Purpley.
So that was a critical failure.
Love it.
Sickened 2 plus enfeebled 2 for 1 minute.
I mean, Ryan, if you didn't want me to play, you could have just said so.
Don't worry. That was just his first action.
Yeah, would you like to talk about what enfeebled it does?
If I knew. Let's see. Enfeebled 2, you are physically weakened. Enfeebled always includes a value, which is not listed here. When you are enfeebled, you take a status penalty equal to the condition value to strength-based rolls and DCs, including strength-based melee attack rolls, strength-based damage rolls, and athletics checks. Ha ha ha.
And what about sickened?
You feel ill. Damn right, yo. Sickened always includes a value. You take a status penalty equal to this value on all your checks and DCs. You can't willingly ingest anything, including elixirs and potions, while sickened. You can spend a single action retching in an attempt to recover, which lets you immediately attempt a fortitude save against the DC of the effect that made you sickened. On a success, you reduce your sickened value by 1, or 2 on a critical success.
So you can critically vomit to remove this from yourself?
Apparently.
Yes, you can. Well, the sickened condition, anyway.
You're not enfeebled, that's just, thanks, Ryan.
So that was action number 1.
Isn't taunting the GM how you got into this problem?
Opening the door was how I got into this problem.
Fair.
¿Por qué no los dos?
And then, how about a claw attack?
How about a claw attack?
An 8 isn't going to get you, is it?
No. Don't sound so disappointed, Ryan.
He's going to take another bite. 12.
12 will also not work.
That is going to be the end of my turn, but that was a pretty good turn. With all those misses even.
That's a matter of perspective.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Tad, you saw this head pop through the doorway and take a bite out of Cinderspark, and Cinderspark looks a little woozy.
And I'm feeling oddly racist.
As opposed to usually racist, the way you usually are.
Right. I'm glad you understand. See, you only understand because you're a goblin, too.
Mechanically, would that be racist 1 or racist 2?
That's a secret, I'm sorry.
Well, no, if the conditions applied again, the greater value from the stacking goes up. So it was racist 1, and now it's racist 2 or 2+.
But it does get better. It reduces each round, so in a couple rounds you should be back to normal.
I don't think racism reduces.
With that being said, Tad is currently about 20 feet away, and there seems to be a traffic jam in the hallway in which he saw the head pop out. So he doesn't want to further get in there in case other casters might want to do something. So he's going to begin casting a spell. It's a 2-action spell. It's called Spirit Link, and if Cinderspark is willing, it will basically create a connection between us in which I share his pain. So on this casting, you'll get 2 hit points back. I will take 2 hit points of damage.
Ooh.
And that will remain for 10 minutes, at which point, in increments of 2, each time you take damage, I take 2 of that. And you keep that. At the beginning of each round as well, I think you will increase 2 hit points if you have not hit your max.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And he doesn't have much to do with his third action, so he will raise a shield, but it's unlikely that the whatever monster it is going to get past both Cinderspark and Vanda.
You say that.
Oh, wow, the game just told me it's my turn, Bob. What would you like to do?
Bob, what would you like to do?
Well, I think one of my actions is definitely going to be putting the Courageous Anthem back on. That went back up on the party when I clicked that. That's excellent. So now it should be integrated back into your actions as a +1 status bonus to attack, damage, and saves against fear. That's one action. My second action is going to be a recall knowledge, because I'm not sure I don't remember what we found out about this dude last session and how much was shared.
I looked back. I do not see anything.
Yeah, you didn't get it. You didn't do anything on that yet.
It's entirely possible that when it was the turn for somebody to recall knowledge, the door was closed and we couldn't see it.
Maybe.
So that would have precluded us from making lore checks. Now, I do have lore Zin Edasseril, and I also have occultism trained. And if it's neither of those, I've got bardic lore. So which am I rolling? It doesn't really matter which one I'm rolling because they're all at +5, so just keep in mind.
I think Genedasseral lore would be applicable here.
Okay, so let's see if I can find out just what we're dealing with. Okay, 12 plus 5 is a 17 total.
What information were you looking for, first of all?
Well, number one, I want to know what it is, and if... actually, that's a mechanical question based on my knowledge of previous editions. Does Daze still require creature type? No, it just says one creature, because it used to be that you could only target humanoids with Daze, so I guess I don't really need to know if that's a humanoid or not. So in that case, I think what we've always been asking is, what is this, and does it have any particular weaknesses which we can target?
This is a sin spawn.
Please continue, because I don't know what that means mechanically.
Sin spawn were created by one of 7 ancient wizards known collectively as Rune Lords, each of whom embraced and embodied one of 7 sins. The first sin spawn was created by the Rune Lord of Wrath, utilizing techniques that have since gone on to influence flesh warping practices. It wasn't long before the technique used to create sin spawn fell into the hands of the other Rune Lords, and while each tried their own hand at crafting variants of their own design, today's sin spawn of Wrath remain the most numerous and notorious of their kind, bearing only a vague resemblance to the humanoids from whose flesh they were formed. Sin spawns generally appear horrifically emaciated and have unnaturally long arms and digitigrade legs, each with a trio of stubby taloned digits.
Delightful. And I guess this is the point at which we realize that the Rune Lord for Zinedasheril is the Envy Sin Rune Lord.
Now, this is an envy spawn.
Right.
And then you wanted to know about weaknesses.
That's right. That's what we've been looking for.
Yeah, it has no weaknesses.
Delightful.
I will give you another piece of useful information, though.
Well, I think what I would want to know in that case is the thing that happened to Bob, because I might know that in out of character to Cinderspark. What exactly is the effect? Yeah, I see. You got me doing it too.
Identity crisis.
Everything might not be Bob's fault.
We're all goblins.
Blame Bob for it.
So Bob was overcome with the feelings of sin from a sinful bite.
Yes. Sorry, it's Cinderspark.
Cinderspark was overcome. It's been a long day, guys.
Yes.
Bob was the friends we made along the way.
Yes. Oh, gosh. Cinderspark was overcome by sin from a sinful bite. Creature hit by the jaws of a sin spawn must attempt a will save as it is assailed by sinful thoughts.
Buy me dinner first.
No, I think you are dinner.
He critically failed his save and became sickened 2 and enfeebled 2 for 1 minute.
And I don't think I've got anything that could remove conditions. Especially because I can't even attempt the Battlefleet medicine, because for me it would take like 10 minutes, right? Which is the regular treat wounds thing.
Yeah.
So I can't try that in combat.
Can you remove the sin spawn?
Well, I mean, yes, I suppose if we were to remove the disease, the symptoms would go away. However, I am down to a single action, so I'm not going to be doing much. But what I have for a single action is... yeah, why not? Goblin Song. So I am going to attempt a performance check against the will DC of a single enemy within 30. And let's see, is he within 30 of me? The thing says 20, so yeah, that should be fine. And my perform is at plus... Where's that? 6. Okay. So let's roll it. Well, I hope that his will save is 24 or less.
His will save is less than 24.
Okay, in that case, you sing annoying goblin songs, distracting your foes with silly and repetitive lyrics. Attempt a performance check against the will DC of a single enemy within 30 feet. This has all the usual traits and restrictions of a performance check to sing. You can affect up to, well, not that. If it is a... Is it a critical success or a regular success?
You said 24?
Correct.
Regular success.
Okay. On a success, the target takes a -1 status penalty to perception and will saves for 1 round. Okay. And I believe last session we had come up with a song, and I intend to perform it now. The song, after a traditional goblin chant, but in an arrangement by Hobart Bob Ordway, is called I Peed in Your Breastplate Last Night. You're not bleeding, that's not sweat. No, the reason you feel wet is that I peed in your breastplate last night. That's right, I peed in your breastplate last night. Thank you.
It is a shame that we did not come up with instrumental backing for that absolute gem of a goblin song.
I hope to perform it again on many occasions.
100%.
But for now, I am done with my turn. Is there something I can click to end turn? There it is.
Give him the business, Cindy.
All right, Cinderspark, what would you like to do? You're going to retch? Vomit right in front of this creature?
I mean, I think he deserves it. No, actually. I'm going to close the door.
You don't want him to see you, Retch?
And I'm going to walk over into the corner, back with everybody else. And then I'm going to try to throw up. I don't feel so good.
Oh, honey.
That's just envy talking.
All right, so it is a fortitude
A will save.
Nope. Fort. It's been a single action, retching, and attempt to recover, which lets you immediately attempt a fortitude save against the DC of the effect that made you sickened.
Oh, whoops. Yep. Okay.
Not that it matters.
So it's applying a penalty to the check to remove it.
Yeah, it already had. So that'll be a 13.
A 13, you do not remove. You do not move down the sickening track.
No, but I do leave some sickness on the floor.
No, I'm fairly certain that's just dry heaves.
I am not down with sickness.
How does Tad respond to Cinderspark vomiting on his nice shiny boots?
I'm not aiming for your shoes. I am very respectfully aiming specifically at the floor. Cinderspark is very well aware that people do not like being thrown up on, having spent much time in and around the bar.
Aim at Sandy.
Tad kicks his feet back, but also knows that I believe someone has prestidigitation, so it'll be short-lived.
Yeah, assuming the comment ends, Bob will take care of that.
All right, Vercag, how do you want to respond to this?
I got one question.
Yeah.
That spell that Tad cast, You mentioned that he heals 2 and you take 2 at the start of his turn?
It's at the start of my turn.
Okay.
And I was also incorrect in that if he takes additional damage, it does not work. It's basically just at the start of my turn. He gains 2, I take 2.
So it's as long as he's hurt, 2 points moves from him to you at the start of your turn.
All right, point of housekeeping. Cinderspark is in fact a they.
Okay.
Apologies.
It's all good.
Unless Cinderspark is a Bob.
I mean, apparently we are all becoming Bob. This is like it's like carcinization where everything becomes Crab. I think everything is becoming Bob.
It's the Bob conglomerate. The Bob-glomerate, if you will.
Clearly, I'm struggling with all the goblins.
I actually saw that there's another theory alongside carcinization that every transportation thing that tech bros suggest eventually just becomes a train or a bus.
It's true.
Yeah. Since the door is closed again, I find myself unable to contribute. I am kind of wondering if this door will also allow us access to the bad thing.
I will correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I remember from last session, that we discussed the layout, and there is apparently a mirror to what we saw in the room we just left, the barracks. So hypothetically, we could go a long way around and walk into the barracks from the back the way we did with the previous barracks. But that would require going down, going into the side room with the staircase, coming up onto the parapet balcony thing, and then walking in from there.
Wait.
Well, I can't do anything with that line of sight, so I will delay.
I mean, you can always move up.
But the door's closed. And I'm not...
You can go open it.
So move there, open door, run. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes.
All right. So Vercag is going to delay.
Yep.
All right. That's going to bring up Vanda. Vanda is going to step and open the door and is going to take a swing with her greatsword.
And for the viewers at home, Bob still does not consider her an ally, so she's not getting the benefit of his courageous hand.
All right. That is that to hit, which is a hit.
But maybe Bob will change his mind now that he sees her actually contributing to the combat.
We got to roll some damage here. It's one of those dice. Rolled one of those in a while.
What's her weapon? A greatsword?
Yeah.
It's not that great.
It's okay.
And she hits this thing with a critical hit.
What?
Wow.
Looks worse for wear.
The best tactics we have is to just let Ryan play Pathfinder by himself.
Ryan,
It's nice when the NPCs are strong, right?
Can I see enough of... I can see a bit of Azomi here. Does that give me enough vision to cast a spell that requires a save rather than a G-hit roll?
Yes.
Okay. Eat some Void Warp.
Just like Mother used to make.
Make a basic fortitude.
Basic fortitude. 15.
You fail. And you take 5 void damage.
All right.
Oh, that's 2 actions. I also will recall knowledge. I have Arcana, Occultism. Occultism is, however, my my tradition. So, if given a choice, that would be what Vercag would be rolling.
Yeah. Yeah. You can roll occultism.
Okay. A critical roll for a 27.
27. You rolled a natural 20?
I did.
Right, a natural 20, a critical success.
You get the monster manual page.
Okay, we determined that it has no weaknesses.
No, I think at this point we're fairly certain it's weak to critical hits.
Yes.
All right. What information were you looking for?
I was going to go lowest save.
Lowest save is will.
Fabulous. Good to know. Good to know. Then I know what I'm going to do next time.
You also know that this thing has... I'm going to give you another bit of information.
Uh-huh.
I want to make sure I get the term right. It has reactive strike.
Ah,
Glad I closed the door.
So it can take AOs like it's still playing Pathfinder 1.
yes.
Yes.
This is why we close the doors, people.
Okay.
Were you born in a barn?
I don't know.
Well, I wasn't raised in one. I was raised in a tavern, and we do close doors.
Okay, I'm going to end my turn, and it's Azomi's turn.
Azomi. What is Azomi going to do?
Well, Azomi has a juicy target in front, which
Yes.
just critted him. So, perhaps we
Azomi's-
find out about Vonda's sins.
Yeah. Poor Vanda. Here he comes with the bite.
Oh, here he comes.
Oh, that is a critical success.
Oh, no.
That is a natural 20 with the Kraken dice.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I think she is done being useful.
We'll see.
I rolled low, so
It's still getting doubled, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm more
it was pretty low.
concerned. I'm more concerned with the save and what the effect is.
she is going to roll a save as well. Okay. She succeeds. On a success, what happens to her? She is sickened.
I'm just saying, if all this happens when a zombie bites people, I think he should really start to brush his teeth.
He likes how she tasted, so he's going to take another bite.
The festering bits between the teeth are actually for enhancing the attack.
That is, again, a hit with the bite. She is going to roll to save. This time, she fails. And her second value increases. All right, that... Azomi's still got one more turn. Just roll with it? What do I do, guys?
Well, I
I
mean,
feel
Yeah,
like
one more
Azomi
action.
Azomi should close the door.
Azomi should close the door? You're
I don't
probably
know.
wrong.
well, yeah, but right now he's winning, so he might get confident.
Yeah, I think he's pretty confident right now, although he's worse for wear.
Oh, pride goeth before the fall.
Yes,
All
but
going
it's
for the pride.
Hmm.
Ooh, and because of her sickened condition, that is a hit.
second applies to armor class.
Yes, it does.
Yep.
Wow.
Another reason why I moved away.
Not a lot of damage there. Roll, that was minimum, but not a bad turn for Azomi as he growls after biting her. Oh, she probably needs another.
It's kind of hot, actually.
So visually, what percentage of Sister Wanda is currently inside Azomi's jaws and not in her space anymore?
Ugh.
It's just oh gosh, about 90%,
Holy shit!
80%, 85.
Is it a pelican?
Dad. Sister Vonda is wobbling at the end of the hallway, bent over. Looks like she's about to retch.
My God, man.
To quote Team Fortress 2, last one alive, close the door.
First things first, Cinderspark is going to gain 2 hit points, and I'm going to take 2 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Tad, although he's next to Cinderspark, during the last battle, which was within the past hour, attempted battlefield medicine, so he cannot do that again. But he still has 3 actions. He's going to move next to Sister Vonda and attempt to do battlefield medicine on her.
Oh, good.
With a +5, there's a basically 50-50 check. I roll an 18 on the die for a 23 total.
Ooh.
All right. First thing that happens is because that has the manipulate trait, I get my reactive strike.
Oh, no.
Does cover...
Yes, you have, you will get cover just a second.
Well, the reason we're asking about cover is because it prevented AOs in 3rd edition, and I believe in Pathfinder 1 as well. And I don't know if that still is a thing.
Let's see here. I'm going to say this. So, greater cover gives you a +4 to AC and reflex and stealth.
If anyone is on Archives of Nethys, I don't have the player handbook up, but they have that picture that always confuses me. Because number 3 position, Maristel, can attack with cover, but the problem is that it's a large or maybe huge creature. So I don't know if that changes it.
It used to be drawn from like a corner to a corner, but they changed it so many times over the last couple of decades that I don't know which rules apply when.
Yeah.
I believe it is center to center here. When you're behind an obstacle that could block weapons, guard you against explosions, and make you harder to detect, you're behind cover. Standard cover gives you +2 circumstance bonus to AC, reflex saves, and against area effects, and to stealth checks to hide, seek, or otherwise avoid detection. You can increase this to greater cover using the take cover basic action, increasing the circumstance bonus to +4. If cover is especially light, typically when it's provided by a creature, you have lesser cover, which grants a +1. So I'm going to say that you have standard cover, so you will get a +2. I think concealment would avoid the attack of opportunity.
Okay, so that's still there, but cover isn't.
Or excuse me, with the reactive strike. Unnoticed, undetected, invisible. Yeah. So I'm going to roll to hit. 17.
17 would not hit.
All right. So you had a 23, and that was battle medicine?
Correct.
All right.
So that is not a critical success, but it is a success. I rolled 2d8, at which I rolled 8 points of healing to Sister Vonda.
All right.
And for my 3rd action, I will raise my shield. And that's the end of my turn.
I like that.
Sister Vonda nods at you and gives you a little wink. Bob.
We're not there yet, Vonda. Like,
Well, no, she's winking at the other human.
bigotry.
Yeah, she the wink goes over our heads. Literally. Thank you. I'm here all night.
Whoa! Where did that come from?
Yay for the soundboard.
We got a soundboard. Okay. So I think at this point, Courageous Anthem isn't actually going to be the best thing because there's a limited number of people who can attack this, and we haven't pushed it in, and it hasn't walked out here, so we're going to be concentrating on stuff that isn't attacks. So I think my turn is better spent trying to, once again, debuff its will with the Goblin Song. So this is a perform against his will save. So it's a +6. Again, I got an 18 on the die, which makes it a 24, which is a success. I think I should switch to a different song, though. Not mechanically, but thematically. What were some of the names that I had previously mentioned? Yes. Your father was a hamster and your mother ate him. I will have to come up with a complete arrangement of it during downtime. But right now, apparently it's damaging enough that he gets a -1 to perception and will saves for the next round. And then my other 2 actions are going to be spent on, since Vercag shared that this thing is supposedly weakest in its will, I'm going to target it with Daze, which has a 60 feet range, and a defense of a basic will. So he gets to roll against a DC of 16.
That is a critical failure.
Wow.
Natural 1.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right. You push the target's into the target's mind and daze it with a mental jolt. The jolt deals 1d6 mental damage with a basic will save. If the target critically fails the save, it is also stunned 1, so it gets 1 less action next round. Well, yes, I think it will reduce next action. So yeah. And
it's no more actions next round. You can describe your kill.
Oh!
Wow, it was that close.
It had 1 hit point.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Okay, so I rolled a 5 on the d6, and it's doubled because of a critical, right? So I literally just explode its head. Like, it looks at me as I'm singing about, his father being a hamster and his mother eating him, and his brain literally explodes. Just like that. It's just like the jaws go flying in opposite directions.
Let's end that encounter.
And I am stunned in character by the effectiveness of my stun, because that is not what I expected to happen, but I'll take it.
Wow, Bob. Oh, Cindy. No.
You can say that again.
No. Just
Actually, he will need to say that again unless he critically succeeds on removing the second.
petting Cinderspark on the ears.
Oh, this is not great.
No, this is not your best work. Would you like some water?
No.
Okay.
While you guys are discussing that, I think I'm going to walk over to the corpse of Azomi, and am I unable to drag my token? Or there we go. Oh, colliding with walls, of course.
Those damn walls get in the way.
Zomi.
All right, while he's doing that very quickly, Tad is going to allow the spell to continue despite combat have ending. So Cinderspark, you will get 2 hit points at which he dismisses it.
All right.
Thank you.
Does Tad have anything that cures sickness?
No.
Does treat wounds?
Can I roll for a morale boost and say you got this, buddy?
You can
He
eat him.
is all out of everything.
Just
Okay.
let it all out.
Is it a poison or a disease?
No.
Didn't think so, but I figured I'd try.
So my question is, does treating wounds remove conditions under any circumstances?
Don't believe it does, but let me do some double checking here. Treat wounds. Yeah, it looks like it's hit points.
And do we know the duration of this? Or I think we're going to sit down and try to heal. So we are once again going to try to figure out who can treat wounds whom. Like we did in the previous session, in the previous barracks.
Mm-hmm.
We just sat together and just passed the med kits around. To go, okay, I've treated wounds to myself, but you haven't. So here's my fancy medkit, and you can roll treat wounds on me.
So I think it's been long enough that you guys... Oh, that reminds me. So we did that wrong last time.
Oh, we did?
Yes. So in treat wounds, you spend 10 minutes treating one injured living creature. The target is then temporarily immune to treat wounds actions for 1 hour.
Oh, so actions, period, not actions of that character.
Yes. There is a feat that does allow you to do it more often.
So I would like to quickly point out that there is a manipulate action for treat poison and treat disease.
Yep.
And it similarly requires just a healer's toolkit, but does not have any limitation on having treated wounds previously. Now you can treat poison. So
Yeah.
Remind me, if Cinderspark is under a poison, was it not?
No, this was not a poison.
Gotcha. It is just guilt.
Yeah. It's actually a mental effect. Emotion and mental effect. So, but I think, Tad, you are able to treat wounds on Sister Vanda if you wanted to.
Didn't you just
You
do
did
that?
battle medicine.
Is that not treat wounds?
It's like treat wounds,
Yeah. It's like it, but it says it does not count as treatment.
Ah, perfect.
All right. And then Bob went through the door towards the body of this thing.
Well, it exploded in the doorway, so I kind of had to go through the giblets.
Vercag goes up there to examine the corpse.
Cinderspark's going to make their way inside also, but just kind of sit on one of the beds.
Tad treats wounds and rolls a 18 on the die for a total of 24, and Sister Vanda gets 5 points of healing, at which point he'll move into the room.
So Tad moves into the room. Bob is in the room. Cinderspark is in the room. Let's give you a little description of this room again. 4 sets of triple bunk beds mark this room as a barracks. But they've been heavily damaged with mattress feathers tossed everywhere. Footlockers sit on the floor between the beds, bashed or broken open. This guy, you notice right away that he was carrying a halberd.
But not using it.
No.
This is emotional support halberd.
I mean, would you use a halberd if you had that bite?
Yes,
I
we should
mean-
go and do that battle all over again. He should use the halberd instead.
If I needed reach, I would have gone with the halberd.
Oh, so that's...
But had you, because you guys gave me that awesome cover with the doorway, I just ate that up. I really like that.
You ate up a goblin and a
Yeah, I was about to
worm, I
say.
too.
Well, to be fair, she did a lot of work to bring it down because I really did not expect him to explode from a daze.
Yeah.
Does he have any gear besides the halberd?
No, that is it on their body.
We in our attempt to figure out how to treat Cinderspark, I guess we're going to see if this is like a poison gland or something. So poke with the halberd at the detached jaws. I don't know. I'm not a naturalist.
I am. So I'm going to put on a pair of gloves and go to work.
Damn it, Jim. I'm not a ranger.
So Vercag makes his way over to Cinderspark to try and treat poison.
Sure. Medicine?
Yeah, but I'm just going to tell you right away, you fail.
But how long does it take?
Treat poison it's just an action, single action. It's meant to be used in combat, right? So if somebody is in combat and gets poisoned, you can bring down their poison value as they're going through it. Poison typically lasts for rounds, but can be deadly as it goes through the stages.
What?
Quick,
Poison.
suck it out of the wound.
All right. But Cinderspark could retch and try some more saves.
Is there even a limit to how often he can retch?
No.
No, it just says you can take an action to retch.
Unfortunately, he can't take 20 anymore, so you actually have to roll to retch every single time.
I can roll 3 per round, not that we're 2 rounds.
Yeah, right.
So pick the worst bed and start retching into it.
I mean, I think I'd rather retch into one of the broken foot lockers.
You have so many options in this room, you know? As a matter of fact, we could take you downstairs, and there's a toilet with apparently a bottomless hole.
No, you know what? I have a better idea. I'm going to do retch directly back into a zombie.
Yeah, sure, I'm done with it.
Go ahead and roll some fortitude saves.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that.
Is there anything that we could do to help him? Or, them. Sorry, them.
Rub my back.
Yeah, of course.
They're there. They're up in the chat. I got a 21, a 13, and a 17.
Ooh.
So the 21 is a success, so that would bring you down 1. And then the 17, that would turn the 17 into an 18.
Mm-hmm.
So you are better. And then your minute would expire while you're doing all of this to
Taking the enfeebled away.
taking the enfeebled away.
Great. So I spend a minute throwing up into Izomi's mouth, and I feel so much better. Guys, I figured it out. This is how you treat this.
All right. I assume you guys take some time to toss the room, although it looks like it's been tossed already.
It's been tossed?
I just poke around with the halberd, which I assume I picked up before Azomi became a hazard site.
Does the halberd look fancy?
It does not.
And any kind. Okay.
No.
Does it look like Thessalonian work?
No,
Is it rusted?
it's not rusted.
Okay.
You also, in this room, and there's a barrel in the southwest corner that has some weapons sticking out of it.
Ooh.
All right, let's walk over and examine it then.
Yep.
All right. Within this barrel, you find a javelin. 7 of them, to be exact. You find 25 arrows. One looks particularly different. And on the bed next to it, you see a mask.
Okay.
Vercag, perhaps you could tell us about these items, if any of them are magical in nature.
I certainly will give it a try. Let me take a look.
Sister Vonda, do you have any insight on our current situation? Like, do you happen to know previous owners of any of these items?
What is the mask?
Yeah. Does this look familiar?
It does not look familiar.
Oh, I was literally asking Sister Vonda.
She says, Zomi was wearing this mask.
Okay. I have detected magic, and since it is a I pulse in the direction of all the items. I figure we could kind of put them on one of the beds.
Yeah, and you do see magic radiating from the area.
Okay.
So one by one, we start taking the items away until the glow stops.
You find an arrow that radiates magic.
Okay. The mask, not so much.
The mask, not so much.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Kind of bullshit, isn't it?
But I'm still curious about the mask.
So am I.
Can any of my I have Arcana, I have Occultism, I have Nature, I have Society. Will any of these help me with the mask?
Occultism or Nature will work.
What about Zinedasseral lore, which I have?
No.
Okay.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
I rolled a 1.
What about Gorham lore?
No Gorham lore on that one.
Goblin lore? Is it a goblin mask?
Bardic. How about Bardic lore?
It is... I'm just going to tell you, it is just a work of art.
Okay.
So
It's a
expensive.
porcelain mask. And I'm going to say give me a thievery or society check.
Ooh, I have those two.
I have society.
21.
21. You think you could get 5 gold pieces for this mask if you were to sell it?
I mean, I actually personally do not believe the DM when the DM tells me that this is not important, and I feel that this is the key item for the entire campaign.
Of course.
It might be.
All right. What exactly?
We should give it to the goat.
Hold on.
Put it on.
No, it's for the goat. The goat has to wear the mask.
Hold on. What exactly was Azomi wearing? Just kind of like a makeshift robe type deal?
Yep.
All right. So, of the adventuring party, the only person of similar stature to Azomi is Tad. If Tad puts on the mask and is draped in some sort of flowing rag, he could pretend to be Azomi coming down.
Ooh, deception.
Yeah. So we now hypothetically have a way to surprise an encounter that doesn't expect to be beat up.
A cunning ruse. I love it.
I am focusing on the arrow at this point.
Okay.
I have a quick identification. So I will use the identify magic exploration. Are we to assume that it's Arcana? Hold on, I'm on this. Don't worry about it.
So you can roll Arcana, Nature, Occultism.
Yeah, got it. I'm seeing
or religion.
It is specific actions. Okay, cool. Then I will go occultism because that is I apparently privately rolled some dice.
You rolled them privately to me.
Okay.
All right. That is an 11.
Rolling rocks tonight.
You
Rocks.
are.
Well, the good news about being the only one in the party who's able to identify things is that none of us know you failed.
Yeah.
So you look at this and you think that it's odd that it looks so nice, and you believe it to be a standard arrow.
Okay.
But no, he actually detected magic from it, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So standard magic arrow.
Yeah, standard magic arrow.
Okay.
So Vercag, is that in any way a fancy arrow besides being magical?
As far as I can tell, despite the fact that it's magical, it is a standard arrow.
Okay. Well, I'm the only one who has the bow because I picked it from the previous barrel on the lower floor.
Sounds
And I mean, I don't anticipate shooting anything. I say giving Vonda some side eye. Because I did shoot at her, but it didn't hit. But I'll carry that arrow just in case.
I also have a bow, but I don't also anticipate shooting anything.
Yeah, but you also usually take out some sort of a melee item and go toe-to-toe with things.
Right.
Whereas I don't, so it might be easier for me to take out a bow and shoot the arrow.
Can you not
Does anybody
telekinetically fling it?
You know what? That is a good point. However, that would not give any kind of effects that are bound to the arrow. It would just be flinging the physical arrow. Whatever magic is on it wouldn't go off unless it's fired from a bow.
I mean, I don't cast spells.
Okay.
Anybody want the javelins?
What do I look like, a Harko? No.
Anybody want 24 standard arrows?
24 arrows.
How heavy are they per arrow? Because I actually have to be concerned with that.
24 arrows is going to be bulk is 2L.
Yeah,
No.
It's 1L per 10.
Yep.
The L's are not the... Okay, how many
L
L's
is light, and so it's got 2 bulk plus light.
So first of all, my amount of arrows should be a 9, because I fired one. I should, however, add... Oh, is that the unusual ammunition that you added to my character?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so in that case... Yeah, I can actually pick up those 24 arrows and carry them. Sure. So 9 plus 24.
I just moved them.
Yes, thank you. Then I don't have to click plus 24 times.
It's nice with this. I can just drag them and drop them on your token, and they go right into your inventory.
Yeah, I really do not anticipate using these 33 arrows, especially since I can just... I can telekinetically fling them at the absolute worst. So,
okay.
Maybe.
All right. You guys made short work of Zomi, and Vanda looks to Bob. Have I proven myself?
The jury's still out.
She was baptized with blood, Bob.
I don't think that was blood. I think that was, whatever the thing that happened to Cinderspark 2. Incidentally, is she vomiting?
She spilled her blood.
Yes.
She spilled her blood to help us. Give her that credit.
She stepped right up. I mean, don't be so deliberately obtuse.
Where's my mom?
I told
downstairs.
You. I believe
until
took her downstairs.
Until she's safe and sound, you are neither.
Wow, dude.
Hey, listen, this entire thing is her fault. She got let out of the fort in order to intercept us. At that point, she could have stopped following the orders of the people who were going to kill her. If she stopped following orders. She was out. Instead, she dragged Elder Ordwy in, and she continued following their orders. She made a choice. So, until Elder Ordwy is out, Bob, who is, I will remind you, adopted by Elder Ordwy and considers her his mother, Bob is going to treat her like, well, my mother's just been sacrificed by a cult. If I find out that that's true and I can't bring her back, guess what? I'm coming back, and you are going to experience Bob-sized wrath.
I can also point out that she is also actively helping, and acting this way is kind of a detriment to saving your mother.
She has previously refused to go downstairs. So my judgment on her is still contingent that she continues doing this. If she stops helping us, I stop considering her helpful. It's not like this one thing she did is going to erase all of the things she had done previously.
If you want to fight Vonda, you can fight Vonda on your own.
I don't want to fight her. I just don't trust her.
There are doors to the south and doors to the north.
Well, I believe the doors to the south are going to be going out to the battlements.
Yes.
So can you move your token with your arrow keys, which might be easier?
Okay, it's the crapper.
Yep. Vercag found the shitter.
You could have been vomiting into the proper hole this entire time.
I did, directly into a zombie's mouth.
There's a door over here, guys.
There is a door in the hallway that goes to the north. There are stairs leading down.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. There's this dark area in between. We haven't checked that.
No, we have not.
I would like to. Is anybody willing to come along?
Okay.
Sure.
All right. You open the door and you see some ballistas. This room features 2 ballistae. Although each siege engine appears to be in poor condition with rust crusting its fittings, a large rusty iron grate with a view of a wide hallway below fills a 10-foot square section of floor, while weapon racks on the wall hold several armaments.
Okay. Is the grate solid enough to stand on, or can I just peek around the corner there?
You could stand on it.
Things just empty?
Yep. Just empty. You see armaments on weapon racks.
So this is basically where they're keeping gear.
Yeah, Vanda had said this is where the broken ballista were on the battlements, and I believe they were directly over the room where Tad stepped on the trap that got me impaled.
Right.
As you look down through there, you see 2 dead bodies, some blood, and it looks like the trap has been sprung again.
These new dead bodies? Because there were already...
Sprung again.
Yes.
So there were already 2 bodies there when we walked in. Are these the same bodies?
Yeah, it's the same 2 bodies.
But more importantly, we had reset the trap, so let's go back downstairs.
Wait. We don't have to go downstairs. We can just walk over here and see if the courtyard looks different.
Ryan?
Yes.
While that's going on, Vercag is going to take a sample of the rust off of the ballistae
Okay.
to see if it looks any different from regular rust.
What is Vercag comparing it to?
Just like normal, he'll create like a control of regular rust that he's created with just regular metal and some water.
Okay.
I think the point is that all the rust we've encountered so far is kind of suspect. Like everything in this keep might have been contaminated by whatever's rusting it exceedingly. So unless we brought some external rust, we wouldn't really have a control.
Yeah, like you could put it in water or chemicals or whatnot, and you don't see that it's like whatever you have is rusting.
Okay.
Particularly fast.
Okay.
Right? Just like if you dropped a knife in the ocean, it's not going to rust in minutes or even hours.
I understand that.
You have, like I said, you have a couple weapon racks in here if you want to look for anything. I will tell you they just have hammers on them. Light hammers.
Looking down into the courtyard, are there any signs of passage?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Yep.
Sure. It's not under skills. It's under attributes. Under initiative, perception +5. Okay.
Cinderspark will look as well.
I've got a 22.
22, yes. You do see footprints that are leaving the building.
Are they bloody footprints because somebody sprung the trap and got hurt?
They are.
More importantly, how many footprints?
1 set.
Okay. We never actually told the blacksmith that we reset the trap, did we? We just told him we were going to go over there. So it's entirely possible the blacksmith ran and set off the trap.
Nope, this is very important. We got to go check the blacksmith because he has Mr. Stitchy, and I can't let him get away with that.
That is true.
Do the footprints look like they're coming in or going out?
Going out.
Okay.
I also believe that's when Jesus was carrying the person.
We can go down that side, or we can go. Well, for the sake of completeness, I'm just going to open this door, step out onto this.
All right, this is ramparts. Ken.
I'm more curious about that thing that I see from my position along the wall there.
So first of all, you have to step around discarded arrows littering the ramparts. And then that looks like a smokestack chimney.
Oh, okay. That's just the chimney. I thought it was a hole down further. Okay, I'll catch up with the party now.
Yeah, Cinderspark is absolutely just racing ahead because they are very concerned that Mr. Stitchy has been stolen. So going back down through the hatch.
The hatch at the ramparts. Okay. So you make your way back down and into that room, and you do not see Trigvi in there.
Son of a bitch!
But you do see Mr. Stitchy.
Oh, never mind. He's good.
laying on the anvil.
It's okay, Mr. Stitchy.
And he does not look like he has been damaged at all.
Oh, good. Don't need any more stitches. I won't leave you with strange men again. I promise.
So we have a bleeding, panicked Gorumite blacksmith who has escaped into town. I don't think it's our problem. I think it's the town's problem. Because
They sound like the town's problem, yeah.
It seems like the entirety of their law enforcement is this citadel. So I don't think they're going to call the cops on us. Because there are no cops.
I would assume that he would speak highly of you as you didn't harm him.
I'm more concerned that he would cause a general panic in town. But then again, I'm from a rival town and I don't really care about this one.
There are Thessalonian ships still in dock.
Fuck.
Yep.
Okay, so we have two options: descend down or try to catch up to the bleeding, potentially hobbled blacksmith.
All right. So, yep, you have some options. So you can keep going. You can go up. You can go down. Or you can go out. You can go down and out. Or you can go down and down.
That was incredibly helpful. Thank you very much, Ryan.
we are not jumping off of battlements. Well,
we could.
Yes, me and you are unbreakable. We could.
I don't know how unbreakable Cinderspark is now after meeting Azomi.
Well, the ground's not going to bite me. It never has before.
There's always a first time for everything.
That's true.
All right, so I'll keep an eye out for them.
What does Tad want to do?
Tad wants to take a look at the door to the north that he's standing on in the stairwell.
Okay.
It's probably another shitter. They like their shitters around here.
It's so centrally located within the castle that it must be an opulent one.
No, not...
This balcony features a narrow sand pit, 35 feet long, with small rope partitions marking the last 5 feet on each end. A rusty iron ladder on the southwest portion of the balcony leads up to the roof, while a door to the south leads inside the keep. It's the door you just came through.
Yeah, I was wondering.
So this is a litter box.
It kind of looks that way. Go ahead and roll. Either you could use Gorham lore or warfare lore.
Gorham lore it is. 14.
I have a 15 on warfare lore.
All right, with a 15, this looks like it would be used for duels or single combat trials. Okay. You can see clumps of dried blood within the sand.
Oh, like 2 dudes enter, 1 dude leaves.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to both leave, but yeah.
I mean, at this point, we don't really know what their new customs are.
That's very true.
Yeah, I feel like there's a transition going on here.
Which I respect. So there's a ladder going up, you said, which we don't want. We want to go to the basement, but there's only one. We're on the second floor, so this is just going onto the roof?
Yes.
I guess we can check it out.
Yeah, why not? We can at least see if the town's on fire, I guess.
Okay. Let's grab some tokens.
No.
That's,
Grab our tokens. Okay.
Yes, copy all of the goblins. Copy and paste, copy and paste.
That's how you end up with everyone being Bob.
All hail Bob. Bob is Legion. Yes.
We are Bob. Bob is eternal.
All right. So I'm going to put you on this map. Still leaves me some room to put you on the ledge. I'm assuming Cinderspark, you make your way up.
Yes.
The stone roof of this building is constructed from masonry with a layer of dried clay for weatherproofing. Grooves run along the nearly flat roof to channel water off the side. A 60-foot-long archery range runs west to east with 2 targets comfortably spread on the 30-foot-wide range.
Were we supposed to be on a different map, Ryan?
Oh, you know what? Damn it. I'm on the map. Why aren't you?
Oh, God. The world just turned off. Oh, it's okay. It's just loading.
Okay. Just archer.
It's a shooting range.
Hey, you can hear the ocean up here.
You can hear the ocean up here.
All right. Well, I will go check and see if the town's on fire, because it's kind of a concern, so...
I'm going to move you back a little bit. As you step up further, you see 3 heads on sticks. And the heads turn to you.
What?
That,
I'm not an expert, but that doesn't seem normal.
not
And
only does it...
we'll roll
not-
initiative next week.
Ah!
Thank you for listening to Dour Gnome Adventures. If you enjoyed our show, check out our website, dourgnomeproductions.com, for links to our social media and Discord community. Also, don't forget to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice and share us with your friends who might enjoy our show. New episodes drop every Monday. Dour Gnome Productions uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Dour Gnome Productions is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. We are playing through the Pathfinder adventure Rusthenge by Vanessa Hoskins. Music and sound effects for this podcast by Michael Ghelfi Studios, Flip Melvin, and Kevin MacLeod. Dour Gnome Adventures is the property of Dour Gnome Productions.